What is up, guys? Welcome to the Snap Fantasy Football Podcast. I am your host, Lando, and I'm here to talk about some breaking news that happened tonight. That is Leonard Fournette signing a deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is insane. This is blowing up Twitter, blowing up everything. It wasn't too long ago that the Jets or the Jaguars released him, and now he is signed with the Super Bowl contender, a team that has a ton of weapons. We're talking Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Rob Gronkowski, and in the backfield there we have Ronald Jones and a highly sought after prospect, maybe, that people like Keyshawn Vaughn, a guy that was maybe early in the offseason a first round rookie pick, maybe a second round guy that we thought could overtake Ronald Jones. Ronald Jones was getting tons of hype in camp. Bruce Arians thought he was making progress, catching the football, making it look easy. He's a guy that last year he got benched for missing blocking assignments. So Ronald Jones wasn't a guy I was drafting, but a lot of people were in on him and in on his upside with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, Leonard Fournette, where do you draft him? What do you do with a guy like this? I'm going to go through all of that and see if we can nail down right before ADP really kind of pans out where I want to see Leonard Fournette taken in fantasy drafts. So one of the reasons why we did not like Fournette was he didn't score any touchdowns. That team, the Jaguars, just really didn't score some as a team. He got a ton of carries. He got plenty of opportunity, but he was super inefficient and really didn't win you many fantasy championships with this guy because he didn't score touchdowns. He's been a top 12 running back since his rookie year, but man, the Jaguars taking Leonard Fournette ahead of Mahomes and Watson has to be the worst pick in NFL history, at least in our lifetime. But regardless, here we go. Where do we take Leonard Fournette in fantasy drafts? Let me pull up some ADP here. I personally use Fantasy Football Calculator. It's something I would recommend using. So let me get this up here. And Fantasy Football Calculator, I mean, it's obviously way too early to see what ADP is, but this is a backfield right away. My instant reaction has got to be stay away from that backfield. Stay away. Don't do it. Why would I take a risk on this? But the difference, what happened last year was the Jaguars did not score touchdowns. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have to have some of the best touchdown upside in the league. Like, there's no way with a quarterback as efficient as Tom Brady, a winner, all the weapons, that they're not going to score a bajillion touchdowns. So there's that perceived downside for Fournette last year. Now he'll have that upside, that touchdown upside this year. So right now, his ADP is right around that third round, 305. Before guys like David Johnson, Todd Gurley, Jonathan Taylor, and Le'Veon Bell. That's probably where he belongs kind of right now. I would take him after that, though. I think Ronald Jones will be in there a little bit. I would take Melvin Gordon ahead of Fournette. I would take Ingram right now ahead of Fournette. I'm rising a bit on Ingram, but here's where it breaks off for me. Devin Singletary, the Bills were in on Fournette, but it's not. But obviously he chose to go to and stay in Florida. This I would take Fournette probably ahead of Devin Singletary. I would take Raheem Mostert. If I was in a draft, I would take Raheem Mostert probably ahead of Fournette right now, but that would be close. The perceived upside, I guess, of Fournette's going to be carries. If they traded for him, he's going to get carries. He could easily have 250 carries on the ground if they're going to use him. It's only a 1-year deal, so they're going to use him and grind out clocks. Holy man, this is kind of blown up the fantasy industry. This is going to be something that it's come around so quick that now Fournette's going to go ahead of Kareem Hunt. And that's, at the time, Ronald Jones was a 5th round pick, probably taken ahead of that by guys that liked him. So it's going to be Fournette. It's going to be right around there. And personally, I'm taking wide receivers at that point. And I'm still going to stick to that script. I'm taking the Terry McLaurins, the DJ Charks, the DK Metcalfs, Cortland Sutton, Tyler Lockett, and Robert Woods, depending on your level of risk. The young guys are going to have more risk. The guys like Lockett and Woods are going to be safer. I think they're still safer than taking a running back like Fournette at that pick. So right now, that's where I think he's going to be. If you go running back, if you go wide receiver early and take Julio Jones and Devontae Adams, I would still go with a Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram, although people don't like him and we really like J.K. Dobbins, Mark Ingram's going to project to have a lot of attempts, and he still has that same or similar or more touchdown upside than what Leonard Fournette would project to have with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So there's a world that the Tampa Bay is not as good as we all think. And with that being said, that's why I'm still going to stay away from Fournette. I am out on him. If you own him in leagues and you drafted him already, you got to be pretty happy with the landing spot of the Tampa Bay. But now when we all know it, I think I'm just going to be out on him. So let me know if I'm wrong. If you think that Fournette should be drafted earlier in the 3rd, 4th round as a fringe RB1, comment below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the Snap Fantasy Football Podcast. We're here grinding. We're putting out content as soon as it happens. And if you haven't already, Max Reaction, he in another video, he knew, or he projected, he guessed that Tampa Bay would be a landing spot for Fournette. He cleared waivers and he chose this landing spot. I think with his contract still isn't out, but I'm sure there's bonuses for touchdowns and yards. Bruce Arians obviously does not like Ronald Jones. Alright guys, this was a quick 7-minute video. Hopefully you like this video. Drop a like right there. Put a comment below. Where are you taking Leonard Fournette? Do you like the landing spot? Do you hate the landing spot? It's only a 1-year deal. Is he going to show that he's worth that first early round pick a few years back? Alright guys, thanks a lot. We'll see you next time. Bye now.